First words are always the hardest. They're not coming out. But once they're on the road, then who can stop them? I'm having the same experience in a different container. Yesterday I was thinking that the Sunday or these last days were a bit chaotic. And I was thinking that this whole thing could be related to our change, like the time change, the summertime. Because I used to go around at 9, wake up at around 5:30 or something. But last days I didn't want to go to sleep around that time, and I didn't want to wake up. So I can only assume that my body is somehow wiser than me and adapting to the circumstances on its own will. It doesn't want to be a soldier in my army. It's a rebel. Yesterday was a productive day though. I did some cooking, even twice. And the one in the evening was interesting. I just got in the kitchen. There were some things that I wanted to use. I needed to use before they would go bad. I had some vegetables, some lavash, and I didn't know what to do. I knew I needed to use them, but I didn't know what to do. Just got in the kitchen. That's not the first time it's happening like this, so I'm familiar a bit by now. I just need to start doing small steps. Just need to take one item out of the fridge and just see which pot, pan or whatever I'm gonna use on the stove, or am I gonna use the oven. And what are the things that I'm gonna mix them up. Little by little, something just gonna come out. And that's what happened yesterday. I just wanted to use lavash with doing some durum maybe again doing some simple pizza, but I didn't want to do it again. At the end I end up with a kind of I would call it lasagna. 3 layers of lavash, and I had some vegetables, carrots, zucchini and cauliflower. I don't know if they go together, but they went together. And I used a trick that I learned some weeks ago, doing some kind of börek. I use some eggs with yogurt, doing some kind of sauce, even throw in some garlic. I don't know. It turned out to be something. There was something missing with it. I didn't know why. I couldn't figure it out. But I enjoyed cooking it. I was surprised how that's gonna look like or come out. And it was interesting to see how I'm combining different things from different recipes in some random recipe. It had an Italian shape. It was lasagna. I think that's Italian. And the content, I don't know. What was it? It wasn't like a lasagna sauce. It was just some vegetables mixed up. And I had some lavash, just, yeah, could say from Turkish kitchen. And then I added the sauce of börek, putting on the lavash and making those layers. That was interesting. I enjoyed cooking. I also enjoyed eating, even though I felt something was missing. That the flavor was not so satisfying. It was something, but something was missing. And yeah, yesterday I visited a doctor. Nothing emergency, nothing urgent, but just had a conversation to give myself some peace. And I also went to shopping, but to a different shop. Instead of my usual Colruyt store go-to, I went to Bioplanet. There was a €5 discount thing that I wanted to use, but I needed to make like shopping for €50 for that. And I was there, I didn't know what I was doing, because it's not a shop that I'm so familiar. Not all the items that I usually get, they weren't there. Some of them were there, some of them I needed to buy for the first time. I don't know why it is hard. Like, for example, I wanted to get a paprika, just one, red bell, it's called bell paprika. And in Colruyt store I will just get it. Probably I will not even check the price. But this time in Bioplanet I was checking the price. It was like, wow, €7 for a kilo. Oof, that's so expensive. I thought to myself, I don't know what is the normal price, or even if that is low or high, but just my perception was telling me the vegetables or fruits in Bioplanet, they are expensive. And even one, I couldn't get it. Even though, again, by assumption, I would assume that the vegetables are more organic, wholesome, whatever. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't buy a bell pepper for myself. Couldn't do it. I bought some other things. The things that I'm familiar with, they were so easy. Just throw in a basket. Just throw in a basket. I wasn't even checking price. But when I need to do something for the first time, oh my god. I was looking for alternatives for coffee.